Hello, Master Tax here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a battle from the Tier 10 Czechoslovakian medium tank, the TVP T 50/51. Before we get into the action, as always, I'll show you my crew and equipment I'm currently using on this tank. My crew on this tank, quite a good crew, all onto the 5th skill. The equipment that I use on this tank, in the special mobility slot, I'm using vents, I'm using coated optics and vertical stabilizer. I'm also using the premium consumable food. So let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Mountain Pass. It's a standard battle and I've got the 4-5-6 matchmaking and I'm top tier today. So straight away I want to make my way to H3. With the mobility of this tank, shouldn't be any problem because it's really good. You do get a top speed going forward of 60 and a reverse speed of 20. You do have to be a bit careful going past where I've just went in case you get spotted, but I didn't. If you do get spotted you will take a couple of shots, but I've managed to get across quick enough and nobody managed to spot us. So I want to crest this ridge. I do want to take the EBR 90 out. But there's an object 140, getting one shot into him. Didn't penetrate with the second, third didn't penetrate. See if I can get my last shell into the EBR. And there's a shot into the EBR, so I'm going to pull back while I reload this clip, and I am spotted. I have to say, if you like playing auto loaders, this is definitely the king for me. It's the speed it gets them shells out is unbelievable. The inter-clip reload is only 1.5 seconds, so from firing the first shell you can get all 4 shells out in 4.5 seconds. And I've taken the EBR 90 out, just trying to get my last 2 shells out on that defender. I managed to get one in, now I'm pulling back. Not sure what these 2 T-44s are doing. They are platooned up. I'm just trying to get out of the way of these muppets. Blocking us, ramming us, shooting us. There is no team damage nowadays. It's a good job. I'm just going to get out of their way. Leave them there to die. Anything comes round the back, T-44, hopefully they'll die. Progetto, my Progetto we fired as there. I find there's no point getting stressed in situations like that when you've got players on your team like that. They're obviously poor players and the low tier, bottom tier, T-rate tanks, and it's obvious the enemy's going to push around that corner, so I've just left them to die. The enemy are pushing across the bridge, so I'm going to help out here. The Progetto is asking for help behind us. He'll not be getting help from me. So I'm going to move in onto this bridge. I've got a full clip reloaded, so I can plough in and help my team hopefully take both these out. There is a lot of tanks here. I am going to just force my way into the front. There's one tank gone. T-54. It's just a pattern. Them sneaking behind. I'm alright behind. All the muppets have died by the looks of it. They have. So only the pattern here. I've got 3 shells still there. He's jumped off the cliff, so no point worrying about him anymore. So I'm going to go for a full clip reload and I'll tell you a little bit about the gun while I do that. It is 100mm on this tank. It is an auto loader, like I said. You get 4 shells in the magazine. I have an average penetration of 248mm and my alpha damage is 320. With my crew and equipment, I've got a reload time of 21.89 seconds for the full magazine. I've got an aim time of 1.84 seconds, so it actually takes longer to aim than to actually reload the next shell. As I take out the Barask, I'm bounce a shot from him. Back to the gun, you also get a dispersion of 0.31. You also have shell velocity of 1400 meters per second, which is really nice. And you do get 8 degrees of gun depression still with this tank. So I find that the gun on this tank is absolutely fantastic. Everything about it The only slight downside is the penetration at 248mm, but I don't seem to have much problem with that. So at the moment I'm just hiding behind these rocks while I reloaded that clip to keep myself in cover while I reload. Now I'm going to peek out the side. I shouldn't have any problems spotting anybody. I am concerned about them being on the ridge at H3 area, but I don't seem to be spotting them, and I don't have problems spotting in this tank because since I'm running coated optics and with my crew and equipment, having a decent crew, I've got my view range to 522 meters. So I've spotted the IS-3 and I've taken them out that quick. I didn't penetrate the first shot, track the motion, pull them back. Got to reload that full clip. So hoping to get some assistance through tracking the motion and spotting them. Not yet though. So back to the tank again. Great mobility, great view range, great gun and gun handling. So it must have a downside, and that is its armour, which I'll get to in a second. One shot in the motion. There's a T-32 on the ridge that I was concerned about, but I did get my third and fourth shot into the motion, and now I'm pulling back to reload the full clip. And I'll tell you about the armour on this tank. It is its downfall, but it doesn't affect how good this tank actually is. So on the hull you've got 65mm on the front, 40 on the side, 30 on the rear, so everybody will penetrate that. Snuck a shot into the motion there and finished him off. Then your turret armour, you've got 120mm on the front, 80mm on the side, 60mm on the rear, so you'll be very fortunate to bounce any shots from any tanks that you'll meet. And now I went straight round for the T-32, took a shot, and I've gotten 3 shots into him and taken him out. That's generally how I normally play this tank. I can afford to take one shot, and for that one shot I can trade me full clip into a tank and take him out. So I've run out of standard ammo, so I'm loading the heat, the gold, only a Super Conqueror left, and I can take a couple of shots, so I am just going to plough straight in, see if I can get these 4 shells into the Super Conqueror. There he is, he's coming towards us. I've taken a shot, bounced the first one, second one's in, third one's in, fourth one's in, pulling back, he's going to ram us. I'll let him ram us, see if I can get some more damage in. Now I'm pulling back, and he's been taken out by my teammates. Let's have a quick look at the stats. Was a Masters, here's Tanker Award. We got the high caliber for our 5,576 damage and the top gun for our 6 kills. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1208. Top for damage. We actually lost 6,000 credits. That's due to resupplying the food. We made 9,966 XP, that's due to a personal mission payout and a personal reserve bonus. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you enjoyed it, especially watching them muppets die. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom right hand corner. And if you have any feedback, please could you leave it via the thumbs buttons in the comment section below. Cheers.